Right, my friends, time to talk transfers and the big stories around the last 24, 48 hours. So certainly Liverpool's interest, not just in Alexis Mac Allister, who, by the way, has just scored a penalty to put Manchester United to the sword last minute. We love that, and we'll talk about that as well. But also Manuel Ugarte, who there's been some sources from the Uruguayan side to say that he's very much up for the idea of coming to Liverpool, that it's down to the two clubs now to negotiate a potential fee. That kind of goes against what we'd seen from Neil Jones, who said that the likes of Ugarte aren't Liverpool's primary targets in this transfer window, but certainly that doesn't mean they aren't targets. I think he's insinuating that Liverpool are looking to do business maybe more from inside the Premier League. And that's fine, and I've no problem with that, but we still do need to look at a defensive midfielder if we're bringing in three. Lavia was somebody mentioned from Southampton. LFC Transfer Room have said that that's probably more likely if Southampton get relegated, but again, worth keeping an eye on it. But the Alexis Mac Allister news that's really caught my eye today is that one from Paul Joyce where I'll read it out to you, but it basically says that there is some talk that maybe there is a buyout clause. Nobody's willing to confirm or deny if there is a buyout clause in the deal or not. He said Brighton's asking price for Mac Allister, whose midfield versatility makes him an attractive proposition, will be key, with sources refusing to discuss whether a buyout clause exists or not on his contract. Imagine there was, and imagine it was reasonable. I think, if I remember correctly from Moby Hake's post on Twitter, it was about 7 million quid Brighton paid for Alexis Mac Allister when they signed him from, I think, Argentinos Junior. Again, working off memory on that one. So maybe there is a buyout clause in there. I don't know, but the numbers I've seen mentioned for Alexis Mac Allister have ranged up to about £60 million, which is on the high end. But you're talking about a World Cup winner here. You're talking about somebody who can dictate the game. And I was very impressed watching him tonight against Manchester United. Not only was he very good technically, but he was putting himself about physically, trying to be a playmaker as well. And he was popping up everywhere. So yes, to Alexis Mac Allister. Hopefully we can hear of this being... Look, I, again, don't know if there's a buyout clause, but I hope that there is, because if we could get him at an even more reasonable fee, that would be sensational business. The Ryan Gravenberch stuff has gone a little bit quiet, although he certainly seems to be on the radar for Liverpool. I guess that will come down to whether Bayern Munich do business or not. You know, he is their player. They have the right to say he is for sale or he's not for sale. But if he does look to move on, and if a fee of £25 million or so is mentioned, that's probably something that Liverpool could look at reasonably. But what worries me is I still feel like there's life in this Mason Mount story, and the numbers being mentioned around Mason Mount via they to Liverpool or anywhere else are just far too high for my liking. I would want Mason Mount at somewhere between 40 and 45 million for that deal to make sense to me. I know he's homegrown, I know that counts, but he does only have 1 year left on his Chelsea contract, and you know, if they don't sell him, he can leave for free next year. So I think any club looking to negotiate for him should be willing to play hardball over it, because the advantage is certainly in the players' court on that one. Other than that, though, I don't really know of what's likely to happen in the summer. I know what I want right now. Ugarte, Alexis Mac Allister and Barella would be my own preference for the trio that I'd like to come in. What do I think is more likely? Probably the first two, and then I think Gravenberch or Mount are probably more likely than Barella. I'd say probably far more likely than Barella. But for me, I'm liking where this is going. I'm feeling optimistic about it. It still sucks that we don't get Jude, but at least if he's going to Madrid, it's outside the Premier League. We don't really have to worry about him coming back to haunt us in that regard. But yeah, this is all good news, and it looks like, as Paul Joyce, Fabrizio Romano, James Pearce, and many others saying, Liverpool want to get this done early. Fabrizio speaking about maybe May, June for Alexis Mac Allister, which suggests perhaps before they break for the end of the season. You know, he's going to go off on his holiday, obviously, when the season's over. So yeah, maybe we try and get this done early doors. And again, it would, I guess, be infinitely easier if there was a buyout clause in there. But one thing I will say is that even before we were strongly linked with Alexis Mac Allister, there was an understanding that he was going to leave Brighton this summer. You know, we mentioned to you guys a couple of weeks ago that his father was even speaking about the fact that he's going to be leaving in the summer. And at that point, we didn't know where to. United have obviously been linked with him, but the momentum certainly has to be with Liverpool Football Club at this moment and that transfer. I'm not going to sit here and say to you guys I have any inside knowledge on it. I don't, but I'm excited by it. I'm excited by the possibility of it. But the question I have, and the question that I want to put to you guys in the comment section is, defensively, who's the centre back that you think Liverpool should be looking at? We do need to keep in mind we need some homegrown players. Levi Colwill is somebody who has been mentioned, but I also think Pochettino may want to keep at Chelsea when he comes in. Had a good season with Brighton, came on as a sub today against United. Timber, I don't know enough about to know if he's good enough or not. We'd seen reports that Urian Timber's girlfriend was house shopping in Liverpool. We've also seen him say that there's an agreement with him and Ajax from last summer that he could leave this summer. Manchester United have certainly been linked with that fella as well. Keeping it in Portugal, Inacio from Sporting Lisbon and the kid Silva from Benfica have been mentioned, although not much recently I've seen on Silva, to be honest. It's thought Liverpool had scouts in Lisbon looking at Inacio and Ugarte recently. Hopefully that is the case. I think that's pretty much it. There's some talk around fullbacks as well. We mentioned the kid to you guys from Ajax, 20 years of age, Dutch international. Name escapes me at this moment in time. But again, I want to know in the comment section from you guys, are you excited about the Mac Allister links? Do you think Ugarte is a runner? And who would you like to see as that third midfield option for Jurgen Klopp's men to recruit this summer? Yeah, so let us know. We need a right back and move Trent into midfield. Love to you and all. Thank you very much. Kirkers, much love to you as well. Get the Timber brothers in. Brothers? Does he have a brother? Mind blown. Is there two of them? Is there? I didn't know that. Ndika is a no-brainer. Again, you would think so, but going back to Neil Jones, I think he said when he inquired about Liverpool's interest in Ndika, it was no interest. Craig Mac Allister is amazing, complete midfielder. Well, yeah, Tarantiago, and just think of the amazing job that I did distracting the Liverpool fan base with Jude Bellingham, whilst I allowed the club to go about their business of making sure Mac Allister, the real target, was free to come to Liverpool. You know, I mean, I won't get the credit I deserve for that distraction, but all right, I'm joking. I'm heartbroken, but still, yeah, I agree. Mac Allister looks top notch, and he had a great game today, and he scored a penalty. So yeah, I'm all in. I'm all in for Mac Allister. One plays for Ajax, one plays for Feyenoord. Wow, mind blown. Didn't know that. You're in Timber, you better move, you better run. We need that song, don't we? The question is, right, if Neil Jones is correct, and Neil Jones's belief that Liverpool are looking to do their shopping, for want of a better phrase, in the Premier League, where's the central defensive midfielder going to come from? Because there's none that I can think of watching around the Premier League that stands out to me as a very good nailed on fit for Liverpool. So what says you, chat? Who should we be looking at? Or do you think maybe Ugarte is the one? Because I want to think Ugarte is the one.